another Whoosh Wednesday with me, Louie, where I want to talk about some great X-Men keys that are absolutely affordable. I figure with everyone getting amped up for X-Men 97, which drops today, why not take this time to discuss this and make sure everybody knows there are some affordable X-Men keys. So with that, there's no X-Men number 1, there's no giant size X-Men number 1, there's none of that in this video. And I just want to preface it with that, so that way no one comes in with any hopes of it. We are very much looking at budget books. So, let's get started. First up is X Factor number 6. Boom. The first appearance of Apocalypse. Well, first full appearance. His first cameo is in number 5, which is also very affordable. I believe it's about $10, $15. So if you're more interested in cameos than fulls, also a very affordable book. In a 9.6, this book goes for about $110 according to Go Collect. That's the fair market value. I paid a lot less for this. It's a 5.0, so you can get lower grades in very, very affordable prices. Very, 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 very stoked to have this one. I mean, maybe eventually I'll get a 9.6, probably not because of the sentimental value attached to this one, but for $110 to get the first appearance of a very key X-Men villain from the animated series who starred in, well not starred in, but was the main villain in X-Men Apocalypse, which we saw from Fox. Not a lot of people loved it, but he did get a movie, so pretty cool. Next up is such an affordable book that I own 2 of it in the lower grades, and that book is Uncanny X-Men number 244. I believe this graded one I paid about $35 for, and in a 6.5, not that great of a grade, but still pretty cool. This one is in much rougher shape, definitely looks like a reader copy. I picked it up at Double Midnight Comics in Manchester, New Hampshire for $10. So if you're buying the book and not the grade, you can definitely afford to get these keys for very, very reasonable prices. $45 total. I have 2 copies of this book. Pretty amazing. Not upset at all at that. So, to have the first Jubilee, who is a key character in the animated series for quite a bit of it, starts off in the first episode being the person they're trying to help, really, really cool. So, the fair market value on a 9.6 in that one is about $90. So, again, I paid $35 for a 6.5. That was with shipping included. So, can't complain at all. And again, if you're buying the book and not the grade, these are highly, highly attainable for very, very reasonable prices. Next up, going along with the animated series theme we have here, X-Men Adventures number 1. The first comic book appearance of Morph. He'd kind of previously been in the books as Changeling way back in the comics, beginnings of the X-Men. And he doesn't take on the appearance that you see in the new X-Men 97 until the Exiles comic comes out, where he goes with that like no-nose, bald. So really, really cool. And I don't know, it's a very, very cheap book. I picked this one up at Nick's Comic Strip for maybe $10, $15 at most. And I just thought it was cool, because the X-Men animated series is the first book that tied into that show. They've done some other ones since then, but it was really, really cool that it kind of tied into that, and it's kind of considered the first appearance of Morph, even though sort of considered Changeling as well. So, I don't know. It's a really, really cool one with a really cool connection back to the animated series. So definitely pick up that one if you can. The fair market value for a 9.6 of that one is $80. So if you're noticing the trend, we are going down in price as we get closer to my number 1 of my top 5. That's kind of the point. Like, to me, one of the best keys is the most affordable one. And I'm really, really excited to get there. So let's continue on. Next up is X Factor number 24. Amazingly beautiful cover. Love the art on this. The colors are so fantastic, and it happens to be a key as it's considered the first full appearance and origin of Archangel, who is Angel, but now he's a horseman of Apocalypse, and he's the Angel of Death. Pretty fitting. Just a really, really great cover, and again, Angel pretty big, so we saw him appear in the X-Men live-action movies too. And this is the first time he gets to steal wings, really. So, pretty cool. I believe I paid $25 for this one raw from Harrison's Comics in Salem, Massachusetts. but a market value for a 9.6 of this is $65 according to Go Collect. Pretty reasonable, and would look fantastic on a wall graded with your other books, or raw on a wall with your other books. It's just a very, very awesome cover to look at. And with that, we come to our number one book. But before I announce it, I just want to say, if you're enjoying the channel, enjoying this type of content, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll continue to do more of these type of things. So yeah, thanks. But I don't want to hold you up any longer. My number one choice for an affordable X-Men key, as we've continued down this path of getting lower and lower in prices, is Uncanny X-Men number 282. Considered the first appearance of Bishop. It's the first cover of Bishop. Some consider 283 to be his first full appearance. He also appears on the cover of that one with Storm. Because he appears on the cover here in the last page, and it's considered by a lot to be his first appearance. The fair market value for a 9.6 of this is $60, according to Go Collect. $60 for Bishop, who to me is a key character from the 90s X-Men animated series. One of my favorite X-Men, and to be completely honest, still a little weirded out that in X-Men 97 he doesn't have his mullet anymore. So, I just think for that type of a character, $60 for a 9.6, guaranteed graded 9.6, is really, really hard to go, like, wrong with. This one's a 9.2. I bought it from a local shop in Bristol, Rhode Island, and graded it through Nick's Comic Strip. And honestly, I love that it's a 9.2. I didn't pay $60 in total for it at all, to be graded a 9.2, so I still am right on track there with the market. But yeah, no, I can't fathom that Bishop is that cheap when Cable is so much more expensive. And to me, Bishop's the better character. But that's just me. So yeah, I hope we've all learned that you can pick up some really, really cool X-Men keys at very reasonable prices. They're just, you have to hunt for them a little bit, and even so, you have to sometimes maybe be okay with buying a lesser grade book to get lesser grade copy of the book to get that book. That Bishop book I showed you was my highest graded one at a 9.2 out of all of my graded ones I showed you today, because my Apocalypse was a 5.0, my first Jubilee was a 6.5. My X Factor, the first Archangel, might come back higher when I submit that for grading eventually. I don't know. But you can absolutely get yourself an amazing X-Men book at a cost that doesn't break the bank. So that's it for Whoosh this week. We'll catch you next time.